Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Ann, the home bartender. I'm drinking a Dr. Swizzle today. So what's a Dr. Swizzle? This is it. This is a Dr. Swizzle. I put this cocktail together for two reasons. The first one was because I love Dr. Bird rum and I thought it might work well in a Queens Park Swizzle Riff. Please tell me in the comments if you have had a Queens Park Swizzle or ever used that as your base for a cocktail that you created. The second was I wanted to use my new amazing swizzle stick from Surfside Sips. I made a special request for this one. Andrew and I from Surfside Sips talked about it. We talked about what I wanted and what I might want it to look like, and this is what Andrew made me. It's so amazing and I love it. So I'll use that today to make this cocktail. Let me quickly tell you about this cocktail. It's minty and spicy and fruity. Like Swizzles do, this one has Angostura Bitters on top, of which we will discuss later on, but I will make sure that those get incorporated and mixed in a bit because they really bring a lot to this Tiki cocktail. It's got a bit of a bitter finish, but a great evolution, and you know I love cocktails with a great evolution. So let me tell you about the ingredients and the recipe for this cocktail coming up next. Okay, you may or may not know, but you build a swizzle like a mojito in the glass. So let's get that mint in there first, 6 to 8 pieces. The mint lends a really refreshing flavor and you do actually taste it in this cocktail. It lives at the bottom, so you usually get that pretty straight away after trying the cocktail. Next, we have 3/4 of an ounce of cinnamon syrup. I have a video on how to make that cinnamon syrup if you would like to learn how, but it gives a kick and a spice that you definitely experience in this cocktail. If in the end the cinnamon syrup ends up being too prominent, then split it with Demerara simple syrup. And then we're gonna get 2 drops of Elemakule Tiki bitters, 1, 2. And that adds a cardamom, allspice, and more cinnamon to the party. It's just a fun flavor. If you don't have those bitters, it's not a deal breaker, just leave them out. Next, we get 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice. And you can bump this up depending on your limes that you have at the time, 1 ounce if you prefer, but today my limes are a bit tart and not super sweet, so I dial that down a bit when they are like that to cut the tart flavor. So now for the booze. You gotta know by now that I love Dr. Rum. This calls for 2 ounces of Dr. Bird rum. It's finished in the muscatel cask and it's fruity and it does come through a lot in this cocktail. But if you don't have this, you can sub like a Barbancourt or an Appleton, that would be fine. It's nice to just have a fun, bold rum with such a great flavor profile for this. It's a great cocktail to really play with. So I will swizzle this a bit with some ice with my new Surfside Sips amazing Octo Swizzle. I love this thing, it's so great. So I'm gonna get that in there and just swizzle it up a little bit. Thank you, Andrew. It's amazing, I love it. So top a little bit more with some ice. And then I love to just really do it up on the Angostura bitters. I like to just coat that whole top, so use as much as you want, really. And then get a little bit of mint in there for garnish. Let's get our Surfside Sips straw in there as well. And there we have the Dr. Swizzle. Thanks for watching today, and don't forget that I'm on Instagram at HomeBartenderAnn. I have the hashtag picture and a recipe where I post the picture and a recipe of today's cocktail every week. So I hope to see you next week at my home bar, or at the very least in the comments below. Let's make another fun cocktail next week. Have a great weekend. Be well. I'm glad I find this funny. I made a special, and the third reason is because it's just real fun to say swizzle.